Hey guys, it's Chris with Bank Bassing and CC Fishing. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick today. I actually wanted to give you one of my other little tips and tricks that might actually catch you a little bit more bass and might actually catch a bigger bass consistently. One of the things that I've discovered, and I actually stumbled across this at Walmart, and it was like $3 or $4 for like a pack of three, something like that. But they've made a pretty big impact in the way that I fish and how I catch and such forth. And what it is it's a pivot head weighted hook. And pulling one out right now to show you. This is what it looks like. This is a straight shank. It's not an offset or wide gap or anything like that. Or it's offset, it's just not a wide gap. And you can see it just has this weight, and it moves back and forth, as you can see, at free will. So it free hangs. What's really great about these is the fact that that's a 1/4 ounce weight, so you can chunk it a good ways, even on bait casting gear and such forth. But depending upon what you're fishing, like most people on this type of a rig, I would think would throw like a Cinco, a fluke, any type of a floating worm, something along those lines. So what ends up happening is that weight hits the bottom and it allows this to flutter back and forth and move. And you don't have to really do a whole lot because of the free motion that it has. So you can see it just back and forth, side to side. Now it will occasionally lock up and get caught like that, but usually just a quick pop and it'll straighten it out. So I've been using these since the fall of last year, and these are actually really good, and you feel the bites a lot easier because the weight can't slide. So when the fish pick it up, you feel that thump in the line because the weight's right there attached to the hook. The other one I found at Cabela's. They're a little bit more expensive, but I tend to like them just a little bit better. One, because it's a wide gap hook. So it's got the extra, like you would with a Cinco and such forth. You'd want to just tip the hook into the skin and such. But what I really like about these is the size of the weight. I don't know, you can't really see it all that well, but the size of the weight actually is tungsten. That's a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight. So just to show a little comparison here, you can see there's a pretty big difference in size. So this will give you a smaller profile, but the same weight. And I've been using this one a lot because it's easier to hook a Cinco up to it and such forth, or even a fluke. So, as a matter of fact, I got off the water today fishing in Plano, and I was using one of these, and it still works. I still catch them on it. You can throw anything on these. This is what's great. A crawl, just a standard worm. Lizards work well on this because it allows it to flutter. It allows it to flutter so well, and it's just overlooked by so many people. I'm just going to show you real quick how I usually rig this. Now you can see I don't take a huge chunk right there, so that when I thread it up, it does not go over the eye. It stays just above that eye. And when I put it all the way on, that's about right where you want it. You don't want it to go over the eye because then it can't swing freely. And then once you just push it through, and then you can see right there, I just skin hook it like that so that it's smooth, it's weedless. You can do whatever you need to with it. That was actually pretty bad. This is a used fluke, by the way, so it's not cooperating as well. But you can see it doesn't cover the head, so that allows it to move very free. And it'll sway back and forth. It'll do everything that you want it to do. I really like throwing crawls on these, mainly just because it gives a very natural presentation. This will be sitting on the bottom, and that crawl will just sit there and move back and forth, especially if you have one that has like the floating tentacles or the floating pinchers. This works great for that. So that's my one tip and trick that I wanted to provide for you guys this week. If there's any questions, please feel free to comment or ask, and I'll see what I can do about answering them.